we're going to get started. Thank you for attending the Racing for Recovery Support Group meeting. We are focused on maintaining a drug-free and healthy lifestyle. Since 2001, our Open Forum meeting welcomes parents, adolescents, recovering individuals, and anyone who supports our mission. Your suggestions, comments, or ideas are welcome to make our meetings the best they can be. The Racing for Recovery Support Group meeting is a cutting-edge alternative to what is currently offered by combining substance abusers, families, friends, and the public at large. We have created an environment that is beneficial to everyone who has been affected by alcohol and drug addiction. Meeting start time is 7 o'clock. Please be on time. Don't be on your cell phones at all. Please, only one person speaks at a time, and when you do speak, do it loudly, because what you have to say is important and we want to hear it. We will sign your proof of attendance pieces of paper. If you leave them out in our green box out in the hallway there, we will take care of those for you. The only thing we ask is that you're honest. Feel free to openly share your comments and points of view on how alcohol and drug addiction has impacted your life. This meeting is open to people of all ages and welcomes diversity, so please refrain from using excessive foul language or language that discriminates against any race, gender, religion, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or disability in order to maintain an atmosphere of respect and dignity for all who are present. If you see a visitor, a new member, or a returning member that you haven't seen in a while, please warmly welcome them into our program. And I haven't said this in a while. Meet somebody new tonight. Go up to somebody you've never met before and say, hey, my name's Tom, if you're Tom or whatever, and just meet somebody new, right? There's a lot of people that come in for the first time and you remember when you were new and all that anxiety and stuff, so ease that for somebody and say hi to them. Please refrain from leaving the meeting while it's in progress because it's annoying. Smoking is not a thing around here anymore. Nobody's doing it, which is awesome. And please don't litter on our premises. Throw your trash out in a proper receptacle. There's another big word.
Good for you.
Who has our lifestyles of recovery?
First time here, Dave Alcoholic. Guidelines for living the lifestyle. One, recognizing that substance abuse ruins lives. Two, wanting to pursue positive alternatives to substance abuse, such as our education, employment, quality relationships, and health and fitness. Three, using resources such as friends, family, teachers, and peers as a way to achieve and remain sober. Adding sports, art, or music to these resources will help us stay focused and motivated. Four, defining balance and working towards making it part of everyday life. Five, building self-esteem and confidence through sobriety to combat negative feelings regarding oneself. Six, understanding that negative behaviors of isolation and self-pity lead to self-destruction. Seven, lifting a person up is different than allowing them to continue their destructive lifestyles. Be there for yourself and be patient with your friends and family. Eight, learning how to help without supporting the addict's behavior, providing assistance to the recovering individual that will improve their lives, not their usage, further their usage. Nine, recognizing personal challenges and integrating them into our lifestyle as challenges to triumph over. And 10, caring for our personal, emotional, physical, and spiritual individuality is the source we use for our sense of worth. Each person is truly magnificent. Our mission at Racing for Recovery is to prevent all forms of substance abuse by promoting a lifestyle of fitness and health for all those affected by addiction.
All right, is there anybody here besides my buddy Dave from Pittsburgh who gets the longest travel award tonight? Is anybody here for their first ever Racing for Recovery meeting tonight? Awesome. So here's what we do. We're going to go around the room, introduce ourselves, and say why we're here and possibly how we can help you tonight. Joe.
My name's Joe. I come here for a lot of reasons. Mostly, I come here to remain teachable. This place has been a key part of my routine the last 2 years, and things seem to be going reasonably well, so I'm going to go ahead and keep coming.
I'm
Craig, and I come here to learn and receive motivation.
I'm Tim, I'm here for support.
My name is Josh, and I'm here to stay sober.
I'm Samantha, and I'm here to keep running.
I'm Gina, and I'm here to get support.
My name is Tim. I'm here to continue learning, most importantly about myself, continue moving forward, and also apparently to cut hair.
I'm Andy, and I come here to remain balanced, focused, and connected.
My name's Eric, and I come here to continually work on humility, empathy, and gratitude.
I'm Violet, and I've come here for support.
I'm Sharmini, and I'm here because I deserve better than what I've been settling for.
I'm Mike. I come for a lot of reasons as well. I just feel like I'm getting a lot out of these meetings, and I want to keep getting better.
I'm David. As I found out today from Todd, I still have a lot of work to do. That's why I continue to come back.
My name is Faye, and I'm here to soak up positivity.
My name is Chris. I come because this place has helped change my life.
I'm Tara, and I'm here because being consistent and putting in the work, I am able to get my kids supervised now.
I'm Shelley, and I'm here to support my niece Tara.
Tall enough, I'm here to grow.
I'm Kathy, I'm here to support Sarah and the wife.
I'm Sarah. I come because this place isn't just a program, it's a community of amazing, beautiful, positive people who are bettering themselves and helping other people to better themselves, which in turn I feel will better the world. So that's awesome.
My name is Jeff, and I'm here because I love the awesome memories that are made here every day.
I'm Heather, and I'm here to continue making better choices.
I'm Josh. I'm here for consistency, and it's part of my plan to keep moving forward to reach my full potential in life.
What else you got?
It's been a while, so it's part of the movement.
Go ahead, Dirk.
I'm Derek, and these lifestyle changes are fantastic, and I love being in recovery. Thanks.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Sean. I love this place. This is a everyday new journey for me and part of my new life.
I'm Deanna, and I am here to spend an hour with all of the people who are helping me be a better person every day.
Hi, I'm RJ. I'm here to have balance.
Hi, Lisa.
I'm Lisa, and I'm here for support. I'm Virginia, and I'm here for sheetrock.
I'm Renee, and I'm here because racing helped our family figure out how to be kind and loving with each other when things weren't easy to be kind and loving with each other.
I'm Denise, and we've been coming for about a year as our son is struggling, but we come each week. I come for hope and healing.
I'm Katie, and what started as like just an assignment for school to come like view what was going on. I learned like it really helped me and my family cope with what was going on. And now that I've graduated, I'm excited to like put that towards my career and like help better my view towards people as well as like others.
Nice. Awesome.
I'm Kevin. Sure happy it's Thursday. Hope and pray that my son will walk through these doors one day.
And you will. Sir.
I'm Mike, and I'm here to continue learning.
I'm Hagen, and I'm here to support my son Michael and to learn.
I'm Julie. I'm here for the positivity and hope.
I'm Bobby. I'm here because I want to remain sober and live while I'm doing it.
I'm Susan, and I'm here because this is one big family, and I love everybody here.
Hi, I'm Penny. I'm Bobby's mom, and I'm here because I just love this place, and I love everything that my family has gotten out of it. And it's great to look at my son and see the progress that he's making.
I'm Bob. I'm Bob's dad. I'm here to show him continued support. And how proud I am.
I'm
I'm Adam. I'm here to listen and learn.
I'm Randall. I come to these meetings to remember where I came from and to remember to always have sight of where I'm going.
I'm Des, and I'm here to learn balance.
Megan, I'm here for support.
My name's Nick, and I'm here to learn.
I'm Tiffany. I'm here for a lifestyle change.
I'm John. I'm just here to listen and learn tonight.
My name is Marty, and I'm here for my family to support my son John and the extended family that I've come to know here around the table and in the room.
Yep.
I'm Brittany, and I come here because every day I get to see strong, empowered people fight for their lives and realize what they want to fight for.
I'm AJ. I'm here to find and better myself.
I'm Andrew. It's been about 8 months since I've been here. I lost my way, and I'm here to work on myself again. And I've never lost love for this place. I lost love for myself, and it hurts to hurt someone that I care dear for. And I just want to fix myself again and get back on track, and I can still love this place because it makes me happy and I feel at home.
You're welcome here anytime.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm Kelly, I'm Tyler's mom, and I'm here to support him, and I love watching him grow a little bit every day, and he just had 1 year yesterday.
My name's Joe. I'm here because I was working on my one-on-one homework today, and it put me in a really positive mood and helped me be grateful for all the peers that I have and the way my life is headed. So I just wanted to come soak up some more vibes tonight.
My name is Diane. I'm Jordan's mom. I'm here to support him and to get support. I just found out my son Corey had been found unresponsive, and they had given several shots of Narcan to bring him back. Just hope that he's back in.
My name's Frank. I'm here to give and receive support because it's awesome.
I'm Larry. I'm here because I really do love the Thursday evening meetings. I get to see everybody I don't see, especially Grandma back there. I enjoy seeing Grandma. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Hugs.
I'm Jake. I'm here because this is a part of my lifestyle now, and that wouldn't have been possible if I didn't gain hope from this place. And I continue to learn every time I come here.
I'm Denise, Jacob's mom. I'm here to give and get support and to show Jacob how much I'm proud of him.
I'm here to kick his ass. Anonymous.
That's my girl in here.
Grandma. I'm Grandma. I kind of watch over this crew. Todd, we had some really good meetings while you were gone, but I do have to tattle a little bit. There was one young fella that really had a story to tell, and he was so into it, and some bad words slipped out. But I think it's going to be okay, because I don't think Joe understood them. Well, we have to watch that Jake doesn't explain it.
Hi, I'm Kristen, and I'm here tonight to learn to be happy, sober, and to overcome disappointments.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mary Jo. How's everybody doing tonight? All right. I came to Racing for Recovery for numerous reasons. I like the camaraderie and the peer support. And I'll say, I love Racing for Recovery. Todd told me to.
Hi, I'm Bobby Joe. I'm here to be inspired and to remain teachable.
Hi, my name's Dan. I'm here to absorb everything this lifestyle has in store for me and all the hope that it brings me.
My name is Jalen, and I'm here because I have a good thing going. Very happy with myself right now. I have a lot of hope for the future.
Yeah.
And this is where I need to be.
Yeah.
So, my name is Lisa, and I'm here to read the letter of gratitude that I had to write last month. Like this. Dear Todd, thank you for Racing for Recovery. I've been digging a deeper and deeper hole for a very long time. And so when storage came, there was nothing I could do besides try to survive in the rising water at the bottom of a deep, dark pit. Racing for Recovery, the organization you founded and maintained, was the first and brightest light of hope I had seen for many, many years. Thank you for answering the phone. Thank you for running meetings. Thank you for your book. Your gifts of time are gifts of your very self, for it is you that made Racing for Recovery real, that extended a real hand to reach down into that pit and offer help. Thank you for your professional counsel and guidance. The compassion that you showered upon me was so clear and so good and so pure and kind that it was shocking and startling and difficult to take. However, I thank you for all the wounds that your compassion soothed, some so painful and infected that only the unconditional acceptance and kindness of another could begin to heal. And thank you for your ethics, your integrity, your hilarious authenticity, and for being always such a gentleman. I was so scared to sit alone in a room with a strange man, and you are a very strange man. But that risk was worth it, for you taught me how it feels when a man is safe and reliable and has no one to take anything from me. You raised my standard, and my bar is set higher because of you. Thank you, Todd.
I'm glad you're here. I will see you afterwards. I'm glad you're here, Lisa. Wow. Go ahead.
Jose, I'm here to change my life. I'm Carl, come here to heal and just changing my life.
I'm Dan, here to learn and stay sober.
I'm Randy, I'm here to stay sober. I'm Rod, I'm here to continue to grow and learn, and this is my little Pooh Bear, this is Abigail, and she's one of the reasons why I'm here.
I'm Charles, I'm here to listen and support racing. My name's Tom, I come here to continue to learn.
I'm Michael, and I come here because it makes me happy, and people here inspire me.
I'm Rhea, and I'm Rhea. This is my first day here. I'm new here. I'm here because I need a lifestyle change, and I'm here because I want to be the best me that I've never been.
You're in the right spot.
Yeah.
I'm Michael, I'm here to get my life back. Dylan, I'm here to stay sober, and one of the benefits of changes I've made is I can be there to provide positive support for my friends who need the most.
My name is Brian, I'm here to grow and learn. Steve, I come here to stay on the right track.
I'm Dave, I'm here to support my son Steve.
I'm Nick, I'm here to learn balance.
Aaron, I'm here to change.
My name's Jeff, I'm here to support Aaron.
I'm Sal, I'm here for the food. Especially the cake with the chocolate stuff. I'm here to support Aaron. I'm a recovering alcoholic and addict. 49 years of being in and out of treatments and celebrating the 9 months of sobriety. And this place is awesome. Wow.
You're here.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
I'm Lance, I'm here to give up on myself.
Yep.
I'm Scott. I'm here to find balance and remain motivated.
Mike, I'm here to learn balance.
My name is Brayden, and I'm here to support my dad and my mom, which he isn't here.
I'm Mary, I'm Mike's grandmother, and I'm here to support him and also to support his wife, Rachel.
Hey Dave, I'm an alcoholic. My sobriety date's January 24/11. I've known Todd since like 2009. He definitely got me going the right direction. We stayed in touch.
Yep.
And I just happened to be in the area somewhat, so I'm like, I gotta call this guy.
Good to see you, dude.
So, good to be happy to be here. I'm grateful to be here. Thank you.
My name's Deborah, and I'm here to support Lance. I don't know, I still love him, but how to deal with disappointment.
Rach.
I'm Rachel, and something Dan would say is, I'm here because Racing for Recovery does it right.
I'm Mike. I'm here to support this awesome program. Also here because I value my life today.
I'm Bill. I'm here to support my son, Matt, and everybody else. And I believe he's got 4 months clean and sober as of yesterday.
I'm Kathy, and I'm Matt's mom, and I'm here to support him and everyone else. And I love coming to these meetings every week and hearing everybody's story. And I have nothing but respect for everyone in here.
I'm Matt. I'm here for the positivity and remain sober.
Angie, I'm here to support my friend Angie. I'm Angie, I'm here to listen, learn, and grow.
I'm Bruce. I'm here to learn and support everyone in this great group.
Go ahead.
I'm Allie, and I'm here to become a better me, and I'm here to be here for my friend Lauren, who can't be here.
I'm Gail. I am here because you guys helped me through some of the darkest days of my life after my daughter Lauren died of an overdose. And I am here to support Allie at least 200%, maybe more. Her and Lauren were friends through school, and I'm so glad Allie is on the right track. And when she gets off the track, I might kick her butt because Lauren gives me right to do that. She's another daughter that I have.
I'm Steven, and Diane, did you say Corey was just found unresponsive? I just talked to him like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, not just now. I just found out it was in my mailbox. They had stopped by, and the sheriff put a card in my mailbox, but it happened like 6 weeks ago.
Oh, I think I just talked to him like 2 hours ago, man.
Cocaine with fentanyl.
I'm here so I don't have to, so my mom don't have to get a slip in the mail like that. I'm good friends with Corey still, and you know, he's of course going on his way, but I still try to call, encourage him, do something good for himself.
My name is Bill. I'm here to support my son Joe and everybody in this room. And if there's family members out there that are struggling, you know, you need to come for yourself because when I was lost and struggling, I came here and it really helped our family.
My name's Julie. I'm Joe's mom, and here to support Joe and anybody that needs anything, and maybe help some family try to cope.
My name is Rachel, and I'm here because I've been coming to classes and meetings, and I've been listening and doing the right things, and the right things have been happening in my life. And my mom and dad are both here in the building, and they're proof of that, so I'm really happy.
I'm Linda, Rachel's mom, and here to let Rachel know that we are supporting her in everything she does. And I want to say thank you to Racing for Recovery, Todd and Dan, because I think and I pray for all of you.
I'm Rick. I'm Linda's husband, Rachel's dad. First-time visitor, long-time listener. So it must be working on me too. But she's doing good, and I pray for everybody in here.
I'm Tyler. I'm here to learn and to better myself.
Debbie and Tyler's mom.
support him and learn.
I'm George, I'm Tyler's dad, I'm here to support him, hang out with him, and help anyone, help him, help anyone. It's here.
I'm Jordan, and I'm here because I get to spend an hour with my mom. And fun fact, tomorrow will be 2 years from my first day in IOP.
Yeah. I'm Todd, and it's nice to, I haven't been here in 2 or 3 weeks, and I realize when I'm sitting back up here again how much I miss doing this. I'm just glad I was told I could do it again. I didn't know I'd come back and my seat would be taken by Joe here. Who has Dee's poem? Who has the answer?
The answer by Donald D. Carr. Running from the misery, trying to escape the pain, as I approach the light of hope that lies before me. Each breath overwhelms me, every breath sears my throat. I ache, my body rebels against me, my memories torment me. Agony has become my closest companion. My demons mock me as I dangle helplessly above the abyss of alcohol and drug abuse. The voices all sound the same, criticizing, accusing, blaming me for what has happened. They don't understand. They don't care who I am. I'm a human being, full of thoughts and feelings. I'm worth saving. Just show me the way. At last, I reach the light of promise. There stands the answer. Open arms, understanding smiles, looks of trust, and so it begins, racing for recovery.
Before we get started, Jordan said this, so I'll give you a couple of fun facts. Tiffany, you have the coolest hair in the building. And also, too, my dear friend Lisa, who's sitting over there, I was just thinking this, I've known her for 49 years. It's good to see you. I'm kind of nervous about doing this, but I'm going to do it. Lisa, it's so awesome to see you, and when you read that overwhelming kind letter, you mentioned that one of our books actually helped you. So I'm nervous but proud the fact that I hold here the first 40-some pages of our third book that will be released on October 1st, if not sooner. So I was reading through this very nervously, and I'm like, hey, this is not so bad. So I'm going to read this little section here, and hopefully that will spur a conversation, and if not, I have a backup topic right here too. So I just wanted to read this because it's kind of applicable to what a couple people said. If you're facing problems with addiction or you're at risk, you're certainly not alone. This book is for you. I'm going to walk you through choices you need to get and stay balanced, healthy, and sober. If you love someone who has problems with addiction, this book is for you. I'm going to explain things about addiction and sobriety that really confuse, scare, and anger people who have never had problems with addiction and show you how you can help. If you've never touched drugs and never will, and you never even meet someone with an addiction, that's awesome, but this book is also for you. Believe it or not, all sorts of people without any drug problems love coming to Racing for Recovery. The stories and tips I'm going to share are motivating, healthy, and help you get your life better no matter what you face. Drugs and alcohol are a huge problem, and we're going to talk a lot about them, but they're also symptoms of some bigger issues that affect everyone. You're going to face hard decisions in your life, and no one makes the right ones on the first try every single time. At some point, we all feel bad about ourselves, and we all try to cover over problems in our lives rather than dealing with them. People and circumstances influence you, but your life is 100% your responsibility. That's pretty cool. People and circumstances influence you, but your life is 100% your responsibility. A lot of people never really learn that, but the quote, lucky people do, usually the hard way. They're sitting in here. And use it to build great lives, the type you want to live. I'll help you build a skill set that scales to fit every decision. This is the book I wanted to write when I was young and confused and in so much pain. This is the book I wish I could have handed to my parents, friends, teachers, doctors to help them explain what was going on inside my head and why it was coming out in my behaviors and actions. No matter who you are, what you're facing, being awesome is a full-time job. I'm going to show you how to be the best you physically, emotionally, intellectually, and socially. Why is it so quiet? Comment or go ahead.
I like that a lot. I like how you put in there that, you're, it's pretty much up to you, 100% on you. That's really empowering, knowing that the outcome of my life is completely on me and I can make it as good as I want it to be and I can go and reach any goal that I want. And your books do a lot of help for me. I've recently reread that There's More Than One Way to Get to Cleveland. When I was locked up, I fought tooth and nail with everyone of the upper staff, sergeants and lieutenants I had to get that book mailed in for me or even donated to the facility, my own personal book, because that's something I felt that I needed in there. And I don't know, I can't quote it exactly, but the bottom paragraph of page 99 to the middle, the quotation of 100, helped me write an apology letter to my sister that I hadn't talked to in a long time. And it's like, I'm sorry my addiction affected you. Like, I empathize with your feelings. I never meant to hurt you. And I don't remember the rest of it, but that page right there, those several paragraphs helped me save a relationship that meant the world to me. And I'm really excited to read that book, and I know my family's going to be too.
Awesome. Do you guys want to keep going with this, or you want me to come up with something else? Hey, Joe? Yeah.
When you read the part that said, kind of like Joe was saying, where your life is 100% your responsibility, I truly believe that. And one thing that I always struggle with out of addiction and sobriety is that everyone else's choices are 100% their responsibility too. That applies to my peers, bosses, clients, anyone else. Getting out of this place and going back into what I call the real world, that's always a hard lesson that I have to learn. That I can have the best intentions and I can do what I feel is the right thing to do, but other people are going to react how they're going to react to that. And no matter how I feel about it or what my attitude is going into that situation, I have to remember that other people are responsible for their actions. My only responsibility and the only thing I can control is how I react to that. And that's always a hard lesson that I have to learn all through recovery, whether that's my peers choosing to make bad choices, whether that's people in my life who are acting certain ways that I don't feel are right. That really speaks to me because I take ownership of my actions, my feelings, and how I act and speak, but at the same point I have to remember everyone else does the same thing and that I can't control how someone's going to react to what I say, but I can control how I react to the situation.
Anyone else? Kristen?
I like the same part of what you said, and it just clicked with me. I know I said when I was doing introductions that I wanted to help overcome disappointment tonight, and I had some pretty cool plans. I begged for an overnight and was able to get one, and the plans fell through at the last minute. And I felt really upset, and I cried, and my awesome roommate helped me. But you know what? I'm responsible for my own feelings. I didn't turn that around, and I'm glad I came here and it didn't work out because I've been disappointed about a couple other things this week, and yeah, it worked out well. So.
Yes.
Hi. I like what you said, and it made me think about something that I did a couple months earlier this year. I was able to sit down with my mother and father both together and apologize to them for how my resentments reflected in my behavior. I apologize to them because I used the things that happened to me in my childhood, which were not under my control, but I used those things to, fuel my bad behavior. and fuel my alcohol and drug use. That's my way of accepting responsibility. Yes, it happened. No, it was not under my control, but I was in control of what I was doing. I chose to drink, you know what I mean? I chose to do drugs, and now, you know, at 30, I feel good about myself because I can I can accept the responsibility for what I did. Now I can tell you what I did wrong, and I can admit to it instead of trying to minimize and maybe justify my actions because of what I did. And that's something that I would have never done, things that I would have never admitted. And it makes me, at the end of the day, it makes me feel good about myself because I'm not lying, I'm not justifying it, and I was able to apologize to them and also let them know that I forgive them.
Awesome, awesome. Jeff?
So as soon as you said that, your life is 100% your responsibility. It quickly reminded me of my favorite paragraph in the Cleveland book, and that paragraph talks about mending the wall of destruction that I caused. And there's some demands that I believe in that have to be met. It states them in there, but I'm going to read the fourth demand, and that it demands living with the responsibility for what you did while addicted, not so that you wallow in guilt, but so you never forget addiction's lessons. And you know what? That's something that I suffered a long time with. I could never get rid of that guilt. You know, and a few weeks ago at the Monday night meeting, some awesome parents of an awesome individual that works here came up and said something so simple but yet so profound. They let me know that everything that I did in my past has nothing to do with what I'm doing today and right now. You know, it just, I don't know, that part, that responsibility part, I'm okay with it today. I'm okay with it, and I take full responsibility for what I did.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm gonna take responsibility for what I'm gonna do also.
Sean?
I like this topic, responsibility. 46 years old, and I'm just starting to learn how to do that. And that's just being honest with myself. I blame my parents when they were alive. I blamed my grandparents when they were alive, that, you know, they didn't do a good job raising me. If they changed, I'd get better. I'd be a better guy. All they had to do is get their crap together. Making choices today, if I don't know if it's a right choice or a bad choice, I go to somebody that's got some experience at making some good choices or better choices today, because it's action for me now. Either whatever choice I make, A or B, I always say this all the time, it's the action I put behind that decision, you know? I didn't put good action behind my other decisions, you know, and then I blamed everybody else for what I did. You know, it was your fault because you told me to do it, you know? Really trying to own responsibility today is something I'm working on. You know, when I went through my cancer, and I use this a lot because I relate my life back to that. When I went through my stage 4 cancer and I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and they told me I had 3 months, unless I did intensive chemo immediately and then got ready to do a bone marrow. I had to listen to doctors, you know. I didn't listen to my stepmother at the time saying try medical marijuana, all these herbs and stuff. I listened to the doctors because they had a game plan. This is what I had to do, and I had to be willing to do it. And then I had to train my mind to know that I was going to beat that, and I did. And unfortunately, I got 15 years of remission. Understanding now today, I own everything that I do. If it's a bad decision, I own it right away. You know, if I make an amend immediately, I play the tape immediately, if, you know, like today, I had a situation today where I don't like being rushed. I'm a very on-point time guy, I call that the Marine in me. And when I'm being rushed, I'm immediately gonna blame you for rushing me, you know? And I had to stop and play the tape back and say, okay, what part did I play in that? You know, own my responsibility in that. You know, could have done some things better. So today, I'm getting better at that, you know, starting to recognize and be aware of what I do and my mistakes that I do, you know, and owning my crap today, right? My grandmother, God rest her soul, my great-grandmother, she used to always have these sayings, you know, and she used to tell me, she goes, I'd make mistakes and she'd say, boy, that's why there's erasers on pencils, you know. So I just kept making them thinking, well, there's lots of pencils, you know. You know, and I just, you know, I look back, I really look back and take a good look at myself today, and understand that as long as I'm doing the right next thing every minute going forward, I don't care what I did in the past, because my past is going to help somebody sharing my experience. I'm not going to give answers, you know, not educated to do that or trained in that field. I'll share my experience if it'll help somebody. You know, I don't know, I'm happier with myself today, and I'm recognizing when I do something wrong immediately and owning it. That's different today, you know, I can honestly say that. And last thing I'll say too is that, you know, it's really just, everything's just action for me. You know, putting one foot forward, trudging, I call it. I'm gonna trudge. I'm not gonna try to run, I'm not gonna try to do, I'm gonna just sit back and not manipulate, not force things to happen, and get some one-on-ones and try to figure out who Sean is today, because putting the drinking down, the drugging down, all that stuff, that's, to me, that was the easy part, you know? Now I gotta figure out who I am, because I don't know who I am, you know? And that little, I'm not gonna curse, the demon can come back at any time, and I gotta be aware of that, so, thank you.
Eric?
I think with what you read, something that stuck out to me was when you talk about who this book was for. And I think for me, one of the biggest things, you know, obviously giving up alcohol was a huge thing, but what I had to fix when I came in here was me. It was what I thought of myself, who I thought I was, my inability to cope with hardships and traumas from the past and things like that. And for any hope at any kind of sustained sobriety long term, I had to fix those first. You know, those were things that were going to lead me back out at some point because I couldn't cope with hardships. And I think that here, the lifestyles that are taught here, they will teach you to deal with any of life's hardship, not just addiction. And I think that's also the key. One of the hugest keys of it is that with the holistic lifestyle, what's taught here, you get to learn how to defend yourself against those potholes and the things that may typically lead you back out or lead you out for the first time. And it just kind of gives you that safeguard here, you know, to be able to do that. And I think that was one of the critical things when you said that, you know, it was even for people who had never thought of picking up. There's always a way to improve, and this lifestyle's made me realize things. And you know, I've had some sobriety before, but I was miserable. And that's because I hated who I was. But now that, you know, it's been the happiest period of sobriety I've ever had because of the other things that got worked on here, just not putting down the sauce.
That's true. Andrew?
I want to thank Eric and Sean for talking about what they just did, because that's what I'm dealing with right now in my life. I'm finally ready to own up to all the crap that I was putting out on people. And yes, I ended up using because like Sean said, I did not want to release that demon that was in me. And I didn't know how to control him no more, because he just kept fighting and fighting and fighting and wanted to get out. And I used and I shouldn't have, but now I'm here because I'm ready to own up to all my crap that I was doing. And it sucks that the mental state that I'm in with how I'm feeling, but I'm getting better at it every day.
and I needed to come back here because I wanted to work on myself. And I just want to say thank you guys for talking, because I needed to hear that. Thank you.
So I remember in the beginning of my brother's addiction, there was times where me and my sister would look at our parents and be like, you guys aren't handling this right, this and this. And my mom used to always say, there's not a guide for how to be a mother of an addict. There's not a guide for how to deal with this. And it just makes me happy that like finding this place, while like it doesn't tell them exactly what to do, it's gives them like resources and who to bounce ideas off of. And it's just like cool to see how much this has helped my parents. It's helped them build like a united front and help like, it's also helped me like build a relationship with my brother, even though he's not ready. Like it helps me like handle the situations and how they come, and because I don't want to just write them off and forget about them like I used to do in the past, because it was just easier that way. But this place, and it makes me so excited that like there's the books that you can read, and it's just a good place for people to start. And even though my brother's not ready to heal from it, like our family is.
Is there a, I know we've still got some time left, is there a section that somebody wants to talk about that hasn't yet, that is applicable to what a couple people have said? I guess I'm turning this into a counseling session with 100 people. Let me give you the answer real quick. The part where I said, because I don't want to play a guessing game, we're going to run out of time. This part where I said, shit, can't see anything. This is the book I wanted to, this is the book I wanted when I was young and confused and in so much pain. This is the book I wish I could have handed to my parents, my friends, teachers, and doctors to help explain what was going on inside my head when it was coming out in my behaviors and actions. That's the key. That is the key right there to why Andrew's back in here again. And it's not about, yes, it has courage to come back in here, but if you don't figure out that stuff there, how are you not going to come back in here and make that statement again? That's what and I don't know if anybody else has figured that piece out yet, but when I read that, I'm like, oh my God, that's what we're doing here. And the reason why that resonates so much with me, I had an awesome time talking with a great guy in our group here, and he was talking about how he still feels alone in this group of like-minded people, and I'm like, it's part of that paragraph that I read right there. So you can be accountable all you want, but if you don't know why you became unaccountable and fix that, kind of the way Eric was talking about, I don't know how you can fully reap the benefits of being accountable. And there's a difference of being accountable and really love why you're accountable and understanding you conquered the hurt and pain and anguish that you went through. Not cured from it, but you've learned how to not self-destruct from it anymore. That's where, to me, I don't know if it's accountability, but the lessons that we truly need to learn in here are. So Andrew, that's what I suggest you do. It's not about that you used recently, it's why did I do that, and probably figure out what I didn't do with that paragraph the first time I was around in here, in my worthless opinion or whatever. Because that to me is I read that thing right there, I was picturing myself as that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old kid who was screaming, I need some help. But it was all in behaviors. And then as soon as you take your first drink, then you become that drunken loser, scumbag drug addict. But nobody's looking at, who was that kid that 2 weeks ago before he took the drink that threw the brick through the neighbor's window? That's a problem. That's not addiction, that's emotional hurt. Yeah, this kind of is turning into a counseling session. Sorry about that. But I wondered if anybody really heard and understood that paragraph. You know what I'm saying? Deanna?
Actually, I did, and like when you were reading that and you were getting choked up, I was as well. One of the big things that I'm working on, because I remember being that kid and not understanding what was going on and why I felt the way I felt, and why it was like the bad kid syndrome, where I had all these behaviors and everybody's like, I was just a bad kid. And so, like you also said about being responsible for ourselves, I'm responsible for fixing that little girl today.
That's right.
And I'm responsible for planting my feet here until I do.
because if I make a choice if I decide that I'm all grown up and it's time to go again, I'm gonna earn a seat back in another situation to get to work on it again, and I don't wanna do that. I wanna stay right where I'm at. This is my family. This is where I get to be me and I'm accepted for who I am. And that is an amazing feeling. Yeah, that's a big deal, so, yeah. Lisa, stop. Okay.
Too short. I know exactly what you meant when you said that. About your behaviors are reflecting what's really wrong. And I've learned that you have to keep digging and digging and digging and digging and working at it and working at it until you finally figure out. And if you still have feelings in there of disrespect for yourself, or if I have feelings of disrespect for myself and impatience with myself and hatred towards myself and anger towards myself, frustration towards myself, all these feelings, those feelings are going to come out in bad behaviors if I don't figure out where they came from. And just because I spent the last 3 months in an eating disorders clinic doesn't mean I haven't figured out. Just because I spent a year or two in counseling with you, I still haven't figured it out. Just because I've been with my other therapist, Judy, for 10 years, that doesn't mean I get to quit, because I still haven't figured it out. And until I figure it out, behaviors are going to just keep changing and morphing as creatively as, that's where my creativity is going to go. I can be creative and work on art, or I can be creative about self-destruction. That's what's going to happen if I don't figure out why I have these horrible feelings towards myself. It came from something. And that's exactly what you meant. If it's not alcohol, it's going to be an eating disorder. If it's not an eating disorder, it's going to go back to the alcohol. It's constantly in the cigarette smoking. I will continue to self-destruct until I figure out why I'm self-destructing. And just because I've worked hard doesn't mean I get a break and a pass. Because if I don't figure it out, it's going to keep coming at me. It's in here. It's in me. And I'm the only person that can change it. Is that what you meant?
Good on you, Lisa. Wow. Yeah. Dave.
Alcoholic. I think also that first passage you read about, the alcohol and drug just being a symptom, and you tied it in with how you felt. I mean, I had that feeling out of the womb. I didn't know what the heck it was. I grew up in an alcoholic family. I vowed never to be like that. That's all why I'm alcoholic, but I mean, the self-loathing, the self-centeredness, the people-pleasing, that was a huge one. Always worried about being perfect. It's so tiring. And I look at here at number 10, it says, in the guidelines, caring for our personal, emotional, physical, spiritual individuality is a source we use for a sense of worth. Each person is truly magnificent. I used to hate myself. Now I just look at that and humbly feel like I actually like myself, but not in an egocentric way, just in a humble way. It's just like taking that action and seeing, it's painful, but on the other side, it's so worth it. And it's just, we're all the same. It's just a matter of where we are in the cycle. And it never ends, but it just, I don't know. That's, you know what I mean. I'm just trying.
Charles.
That was on Caldwell sitting down. That you read, what stuck out to me was that this book is for everybody. Those that are addicted to drugs and alcohol, the family members, and just be straight about it. Nobody dodges that bullet today.
That's right.
Nobody. Because of the way the society is set up, the way things are, everybody's addicted. I mean, everybody's affected by drug addiction if they're actually doing it or not. So, I use a little metaphor. If you ever go by a bird's nest, it's high in a tree and it's protected, and sometimes you can hear little birds chirping up in it. Every now and then you'll go by and you'll see a little bird that try to leave that nest too soon. It plummets from that nest, hits the ground, and it is dead as all get up. There's no coming back. Consider yourself in that nest. And you got plenty of time. Mother's gonna feed you the worms. going to get your shelter from the other birds trying to get you and all this stuff. But right now, you consider yourself in a nest. You're not rushed to leave. And you're always welcome to come back. But then it's about a choice. Every day, it's non-stop. By the grace of God, 31 years ago, I came to rooms like this, and I had to get freaking open-minded to realize there's something wrong with my ass, and I don't know what it is, but somebody might be able to help me figure it out. But when I come back day after day after day, open-minded and trusting somebody outside of myself, then I wasn't the great almighty, I wasn't the big bahuna. I wasn't he. I haven't found that person yet, but then again, collectively, there's enough people wanting to this thing, making the right choices, but you gotta keep coming back. You didn't get screwed up overnight, and you turned out, get straightened out overnight. You gotta keep coming back. And if you happen to leave from this area, find something similar. Make some type of forge with somebody in here. Get some numbers, buy literature. I'm gonna be quiet with this. I said a long time ago about the power of the written word. God Almighty made Moses come up on the hill and he wrote down the 10 Commandments. Moses came down, got pissed off, he busted the tablet up, because everybody's acting on food. God made his ass come back up the very same day, and he rewrote it so it could be read. The power of the written word from our very existence. You got to grab hold of that. God's endowed child with some wisdom, with some real stuff. May live a long life, but then again, when he's called on to the next world, he's dependent on people in these rooms to carry it on. It's just not just right now, just for this moment thing. It's for life forevermore. I'm not done.
Hey, you up?
Okay.
Yeah, we're done. Go ahead.
It's funny, like you said, people who never got addicted to drug and alcohol, they come here. I'm one of those people. I come here, in like the consistent year that I have come here, and to see where I am now, to see where I was then, I was really a screwed up individual. Like, I really was. Like, after the meetings, you rewatch them, you listen to what people say, and you learn things. Like, I don't go to IOPs or anything like that. I don't go to extensive therapy sessions or anything like that. But I listen, and I take it in. I do a lot of talking, but I also listen. And, having an eating disorder for 5 years of my life, 6 years of my life,
Same thing.
it's the same thing. It was the one thing. My life was so out of control before I started that I needed something to control. And I figured I would control every morsel I put in my mouth. I would figure out exactly what I was going to eat, what I wasn't going to eat, what I would eat, and then I would discard, in my own privacy. I did things like that. And that control never left me. So what I think happened was I was a good mom. I was really good mom, I know that, and I don't have to, I don't have to validate anything, I'm just saying. But like with the kids, when my kids were little and they were still with me, around me, I had that control. I was good. I would know they were with me, and I would make the play dates and do all of that. Then as I started getting older and wanted to go places, that control got tighter on me and tighter with my kids, which, people say, you can't blame yourself for any decision your son made or your daughter made. No, very true. But you could plant a seed into a kid, which I'll take full blame for. I planted seeds into my children to be afraid to do things. And when they did things, I was a nuisance. I would call excessive. I would bother them. So who in their right mind, seriously, wouldn't want to do drugs having a mother that was a psychotic lunatic? Like in all honesty, like the control part of my life never went away. And what I did to my kids was dead wrong, because I never gave them freedom. And that's something that's very hard for me to shed. That's a very hard thing for me to shed as a mother, because I was always afraid. I was always afraid of what they did. I was always afraid of my son getting involved in drugs. So in hindsight, all that control I tried to control didn't matter. It didn't matter. I beat myself down trying to prevent Bobby or Elizabeth from doing anything wrong, and it didn't matter. You know?
Before we close, if you listened, well, I'll say it this way. Today, I talked to somebody who had body dysmorphic issues. I talked to somebody who had eating issues. Of course, there's alcohol and drug stuff in here. But if you listen to what Lisa was saying over there, you can stop one form of self-destruction and you're going to find a creative way to pick up another one. And that's another thing that I truly believe when this thing comes out, that people across the board, because the more Racing for Recovery evolves, I start finding really how it's not about drugs and alcohol per se, it's just about healing and living well from everything. And that's kind of the next level that I see this thing going at. But it was validated by what Lisa said, what Penny was talking about, and somebody else mentioned some other type of other self-destructing modality other than drugs and alcohol. So it's nice to be back. Thanks for coming, everybody. And who has their closing thought?
I do. Autobiography and 5 short chapters by Portia Nelson. I walk down the street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in, I'm lost, I'm hopeless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. I walk down the same street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same spot, but it isn't my fault. It takes a long time to get out. I walk down the same street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it is there. I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. I walk down the same street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. I walk down another street. Thanks for coming, everyone!